Make some noise. Hadithi, Hadithi.
Okay, there we go. So, yes, guys, sometimes you shoot your shot, even if it's on Tinder. Because, they knew each other somehow, but, and I feel like you guys would have been perfect for one of our past stories when it was called Swipe Right Stories. But anyway, better late than never. Is there anyone else who would like to share? An entire wow, eh? I feel like she has a story. Everyone has a story. So, platform going once, going twice, going. The discussion is still open if you'd like to.
Just say something about your question. Say something about your question. This could be a show, couldn't it? I think it's hard to talk about LGBTIQ issues in the Eastern Cape. Because culture is a very strong. We're a very culturally strong province, and I'm saying this because I was saying to you earlier. It's because I've lived. Not only I was born here, but I left in 2012. I went up to Joburg, lived there for a couple of years, and then moved to Cape Town. Then moved back to Joburg. Hated it in Cape Town. Moved back to Joburg. Moved then to Bloemfontein. So I've lived across the country, I've seen the different, and I've experienced the different cultures. You experience the cultures of places when you live there. So I've spent time living in all of these places, before coming back. And what they've taught me is that the Eastern Cape, Xhosa people, we're the second largest cultural group in the country. And we do everything around culture, even in formal meetings that I have here with other black people, Xhosa people. Culture forms a very strong sense of even Western engagement context. Meetings. There's culture involved, strangely. And I haven't experienced this anywhere else in the country. It's because it's this thing again. We put our culture before everything else. Everything else in this part of the world. I don't know why. And our culture isn't homophobic, though. But in the past, I'd say 50 or so years, it's been we've been made to believe that our culture is homophobic. Actually. There's a very colonial intention that was set up to make that happen through religion and through other things, and I touch upon these things in my previous performances. How religion has infiltrated Africa and reshaped the way Africans see themselves because of that. It's been a very dangerous tool that's been brought in to screw with this, pardon my French. And then that mixed up with culture is so much more dangerous, because when you talk about people's culture, it's a personal thing. They get personally involved immediately. So you strike the personal and the emotional immediately when you talk about culture. And so you produce then a movie within a patriarchal context of Ulwaluko, and you tell a love story within that context. Whew. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think I'm comfortable down here, so I'll carry on down here. And I think just towards that, it's not necessarily a Xhosa thing. I am Sotho, and even within the Sotho community, you know, the Sotho culture, tradition, that, it's still a... No, don't you dare speak about that. What is that, you know? And I'm in terms of my mother, I'm actually kind of proud of my mother, because I know for her, every time when I speak about my friends that are queer, I know she has a moment, ne? But what she has taken upon her stride is to at least understand, you know, what am I talking about when I speak about my friend who's a female married to another female, you know? First, she couldn't understand why did she get hurt, because that's usually one of the first things that, you know, people assume of people who are dating someone of the same gender. Did she get hurt, or did he get hurt by, you know, someone of the opposite gender? And that was one of my mom's initial reaction when I told her about my friend getting married to a female. And but as time has gone, she has been more open to understanding, you know, how or why. In fact, there isn't even really a why, because it's how a person is, you know. But she's been more understanding and, you know, allowed me to tell stories at home of, you know, my queer friends, and she's been like, okay, you know, are they at least happy? That's what my mom always looks for. Are they happy? Me, I'm happy, baby girl. Me, I'm happy. Yeah, it's just that, you know, situations, but I'm happy, you know. But yeah, so my mom has now turned from being the woman who thinks, yo, what she had, to, are they happy? You know? So from someone who you know, was born just a bit over 50 years ago, to be able to change her mind and her way of thinking. I mean, why can't we, as, you know, the millennials, have the same way of thinking? So yeah, if there's no one else, let me then conclude. Okay, so as some of you guys might know, we have these. I don't really like to call them events, because for me, an event is something that happens. Yeah, once in a while. You know, once in a while, it's an event, it's a happening, you know. But we have these sessions. I prefer them to call them sessions, or yeah, something more artistic than that. I'm not artistic. But we have them once a month, preferably somewhere close to the end of the month after payday. So you don't have an excuse not to come. You know? So, yeah, so our next, like Bonso and I literally just concluded on the chair. We kind of don't care what the Joburg guys are going to say about it. You know, we've concluded of our next session in September. We have decided that it will be on the 28th of September. And our theme for the night, which is something else that I feel people are afraid or still a bit very skeptical to speak about, I have decided to call it Mind Matters. Mind Matters, which is mostly themed to understand mental illnesses. One of our speakers tonight mentioned depression, which is still a very, very misunderstood. Even calling it illnesses for me is a bit still, yeah, yeah, man, it's still out of body because, it's things that we deal with on a daily basis. So, yeah, I'll call it Mind Matters because it's every single thing matters of the mind that you might think of. Some of us might be sitting in the audience, have not been professionally diagnosed, but you have been going through something. And your mind has been involved in, most of it. Because, we think. And as thinking human beings, I know, I've been on the verge of, I think, losing it. And I've self-diagnosed myself with a few things. But, so to better understand, I'd like to, we would like to open up the floor to people to help us to better understand this. So 28th of September, we speak about Mind Matters. So if you have something to share after the show, please hit us up with, your details so we can prepare. If you know someone who might be interested in sharing, even if they're scared, please let us know. And I know some people get scared when they see the camera. Please know, guys, that this is a safe space. So we do what is safe for you. So if you want the camera switched off, we will do that. If you want the video for yourself and strictly for yourself until you are ready to have it released out to the, public, we will do that. We do what is comfortable for you. Because, yes, on your consent, we upload the videos up on YouTube. I've got a couple of videos up myself where I confess to breaking the law in one of those. So it is solely up to you to decide what you do with your video. So don't be scared of the camera. The camera can get switched off if you don't want the camera on. Whatever is safe for you. So please tell your friends, please tell your family, and whoever else that you think might have a story to tell, to please feel free to contact us. I'll repeat again where you can find us. On Facebook, we are Hadithi Africa. On Instagram, Hadithi Africa. On Twitter, Hadithi_ya. Yeah. And on we have a website as well where we can buy our tickets. We promote that you buy your tickets online because when you buy your tickets online, you get a 20 Rand discount. It's 80 Rand instead of 100 Rand at the door. And yeah, and I think also if you want to get an idea of a feel of some of the stories that have been told, I binge watch on YouTube, which is also Hadithi Africa. So yes. Yeah, so I think that's it for the evening. And please, before you leave, please leave us your number so we can also send you exclusive invites to our events each month. And yeah, join our community because ultimately we are just trying to build a community of tolerance, a community of understanding, a community that loves solely based on we are human before we are anything. Thank you very much, guys, and thank you for coming. And also, just before we leave, can we take a collective picture? And then, just so that you know, it's going to be on the grams, it's going to be on the Facebooks. That one, I'm not even asking for you guys' consent. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you next time. And next time, bring a